This is a hood I make. I don't use a pattern and I never do the same thing twice. But in the trendy group, in the pin post, I did do a bunch of videos on how I do them, how I work them on a basic level. So what I do is I use the long double crochet and I start with a chain. And what I do with the chain is I put it up at the crown of my head and then I bring it down to the nape of my neck, and then I know my chain is long enough. And then I either single crochet or half double crochet around the chain, and then I increase at the very top of that just so it doesn't bunch. So as I get to now I'm going to start working rows of long double crochet around this chain, and then get to the end and turn. So to keep doing long double crochet. Long double crochet is actually long double crochet, skip one, chain one, skip one, long double crochet. So if you look up a video for long double crochet, you can see how that's done. So I just, on the first few rows, I want to make sure that my hat doesn't get too pointy. So up at the top of this part of it, I actually add extra stitches into one. So you really can't see, and I really don't know if I can explain it to you, but it just gives it so it doesn't pop up and get pointy on the first few rows of this. So if there's a opening here for me to do a stitch in, I'll actually do a long double crochet, chain one, and a long double crochet into the same one, and I add a few extra stitches around each of the top of each row for the next few rows so that it lays flat, kind of like when you're increasing on a hat, so it doesn't curl up on you. Once you get a few rows of that done, then you want it's going to naturally start to bend over, so you don't have to worry about increasing anymore. So I probably do that for 3 or 4 rows anyway before I stop adding extra stitches. And then I just keep going around and around and around. Probably I got to about here. Yep, actually, if you look here, I got to about here, and I think that's 1, 2, how many? 1, 2, 3, probably like 8 or 10. This is mandala, so it's smaller. So it really doesn't matter at what point you start your scarf at, but I think this was like 8 or 10 rows. So when I got to the end here, I chained 55, which gave me my scarf, starting my scarf. And then I just half double crochet back up, and then just do my long double crochet around to the other side. And then when I got to the other side, I also chained 55 to make the other side of my scarf. And then just keep working that back and forth, long double crochet all the way. When you get to the front, I use my head a lot because it gives me a good idea of where I'm at and how much more I have to do. So when I get near the end, then we have to add a border around the face of front post, back post, half double crochet. And this is why I say I do it differently every time, because I never know what colors I'm using, what I'm going to be doing. So with this one, I just did, I kept going around and then adding and then turning around and going back, but I wasn't going down the whole length of my scarf. So, and then when I got to the very end, I just did a single crochet, front post, back post, half double crochet. A single crochet, front post, back post on the edge of the scarf, and then just did one last half double crochet around, and then single crochet down the edge of the other side. So anyway, I hope that gave you a little idea of what I do. I know people that are learning aren't going to be able to understand that, but people that know what I'm talking about will. But if you want to know how to do it step by step, just go into the pin post on Trendy and look in the pictures and you'll find videos, look in the comments and you'll find videos. And there's a lot of questions on there that people have asked, and I've given a lot of information, so hopefully that will help.